Welcome back to Families in Action right here on KHTS AM 1220, your hometown station. I'm Michael Doherty, the Silver Fox, along with Cary Quashen and our very special guests, Mitchell, Ashley, Joey, Elizabeth, Ben, and JC. We've got a whole studio full of folks here.
We do. Hey, who's next?
Who's next? Who is next?
I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Well,
Tell us
see.
everything about
Elizabeth, right?
Ashley.
Oh, well, it was good. I had a 50-50
Elizabeth-
shot. Of course, I got the wrong. Ashley. Ashley. Hello, Ashley. How are you?
Mike, don't go to Vegas.
We'll get it.
50-50 don't work.
No. Don't worry about it. I don't. Anyway, Ashley.
Yes.
Ashley.
That's
How you
Ashley.
doing, Ashley? I'm just double checking here in
Okay.
case you switched while I wasn't looking. Ashley, how did you get started? I mean, we know the story about the bong falling out of the sky into your hands does not work.
Yes.
What brought you to this? What was going on?
Well, in probably, I think it was sophomore year, one of my friends had been selling edibles at school, so I was like, oh, okay, let me try it. I've never tried it before, and it was kind of a bad experience just because that was the first time I got high was with an edible.
Very strong, huh?
Yeah, it was a really bad experience. And then after that, I just was kind of like, oh, I'm not going to get addicted to this, whatever. It was a one-time thing. But then on my birthday last year, I had gone to a Halloween party, and some person found out it was my birthday and just started letting me smoke anything or whatever amount of weed that he gave me.
And once you got started, you were more willing to try something else.
It just took off from there.
What does that mean?
I thought it was gonna be a weekend thing, but I ended up having to smoke when I woke up, after I showered, before I went to school. It was probably 20 times throughout the day that I had to smoke, and that wasn't with my friends. If I was with my friends, then I would smoke even more.
But Ashley, it's only pot. People,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so sick of that right now. I was just talking to people. Well, anyway, I don't want to get into that. But here's the deal: our adult population in our rehabs are off the hook. We've got so many people calling every day, and crises. Our adolescents slow down because a lot of parents were putting them in and dealing with it and running when their kids were using pot. Now it's only pot. And we're seeing so many kids in worse crisis as soon as they get a little bit older because the pot goes to whatever. So you were talking earlier that it is addictive. And I want you, how old are you?
18 now.
Tell them about that. Let people hear how hard it is.
For me, it was really hard because I was really psychologically addicted to it.
Right.
I felt that if I didn't smoke, I couldn't eat or sleep or do anything, that I actually had to smoke to live my life. So yeah, so it was really addicting.
You
for
were a
me.
prisoner.
Yeah, basically.
So getting clean is almost like freedom.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually it was because about 2 weeks before I had actually gotten clean, I started to think maybe I should stop smoking
Because
I was just wasting too much time. I wasn't focusing on school or anything like that, and I was about to graduate high school also.
right.
And so, but I just never stopped because I wasn't able to by myself.
And here's what people don't understand, that it's got a 7-day half-life. It stores in your fatty cells, which is everywhere, your brain, your heart, your sex organs. I mean, I can go on for days. So we see in these children, 16, 17, 18, that are coming to our groups, and I say children, young adults,
Yeah.
that they're starting to smoke, they're losing their motivation.
Yeah.
Meaning, first period, boring. Karate, not anymore. Dance, boring. So they start losing their motivation. Then they get what you call short-term, and your heads are going. Then they get short-term memory loss. Why did you do your homework? I forgot. Why didn't you turn in your homework? I forgot. And those kind of things happen. And then as you get older and smoke a little bit more, it's more of a longer-term deal. So I'm glad you've kind of figured all that out. So you knew, I might want to figure out a way to stop anyways, didn't you?
Yeah, but I couldn't just do it on my own because after that thought I would smoke again.
Right.
And so
You were in
Yeah.
that cycle
yeah.
of addiction that, oh, by the way, addiction for marijuana that's not addictive.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And you like that.
Yeah.
Well, go for it, Jason.
That and other lies.
I've heard that in Marijuana Anonymous, they often say that weed has a first name. It's just.
Yeah. that's really it. But you know what, JC? That's what's so scary right now for me is it's even more acceptable now, and not so much that it's acceptable, it's society is accepting it. I don't care if it's legal or not, but I do care what it's doing to our children. And I see that every day because I'm in the midst of that fight against drug abuse. So I see how it affects people, not just kids, even adults.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get somebody that's shooting heroin, and you say, you got a drug problem, everybody, no, I can die. If you get a chronic pot smoker, you got a drug problem. They go, huh? It's like they're burned out and don't even figure it out. You put them in a closet and give them a joint, and they're happy.
And Cary, one of the other action file items that I had was about the fact that in places where marijuana is now legal for recreational use, they are finding an uptick in automobile crashes, and they're finding more and more people who are under the influence driving around out there in the streets. Like, we really need that.
Right, we actually did a story on one of the news about that too, because it's hard to, because marijuana's got such a half-life, it's hard to test for it and figure out if it's today or not. But I see it all the time, driving down the freeway and somebody's going 40. It messes with your motor skills. You can't, I mean, it really slows you down, like it or not. It might not be as well. Oh, it's not like you're drunk. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not as bad, but it's the lesser of all evils. Does that mean it's okay? We got a bunch of people smoking pot, driving cars. That sounds dangerous. I mean, would you want people in the military all running around with guns smoking pot? Probably not. Would you want to get in an airplane with a pilot that just smoked 6 bong hits? Probably not. But that's
not probably. No. There's no probably.
Fireman saving my life in a burning building.
Yeah. It's like, oh, look.
Excuse me while I light up, and I'll be over there in a minute.
So we do have some issues that we're going to have to face in America. They want me to do a story from this newspaper in England and Ireland, and you know what the story is? The drug epidemic in America. That's pretty pathetic. Another country wants to talk to me about the drug epidemic in the country I live in. That's like, wow. I almost felt like telling him goodbye and hanging up on him, but he's right. We have an epidemic. Meaning, hey, you sound really good, by the way. How much time sober you got?
I have a little over 6 months
That's
sober.
so freaking awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Feel a lot better, don't you?
I do.
I get to see these guys when they first come in with their parents in crisis and stuff. Like, hey, Mike, guess what?
Not a pretty picture.
But guess what? We have one more to go.
Uh-huh.
He's hiding over there. He didn't want to talk. Come on, introduce yourself. To get into the mic. It's right there's your friend. The mic is your buddy.
That's right.
Oh, I'm Mitchell. I'm 16.
And what happened with you? You were walking down the street, that bong fell in your hand?
No, the first time I smoked was in 8th grade with
Right.
a girl. She like,
No, those girls.
a
There
girl.
it is.
it was a girl I liked.
That's those darn girls. Right?
Yeah.
So-
And she was like, "You want to come smoke with me?" So I was like, "Sure." And I didn't really like think of it.
How old were
at
you?
the time? I was like 13.
You know, and you got to put it to you like a 13-year-old boy and some pretty girl saying, hey, want some? It's kind of hard to say no when you're young, isn't it?
Yeah.
And vice versa. So go on, Mitchell.
So like after that, and like I didn't really like it or something. So I didn't really smoke that much. And then probably last year,
Right.
sophomore year, I started smoking more because I don't know, it was just like more available to me.
Right.
And I like drank a little here and there, and was probably due to the weed because I thought it was okay.
Well, you started breaking contracts.
Yeah.
And when you it's a cigarette and then it's pot, or it's pot and then it's booze, and before you know it, it's like, what the heck happened here? Now, it's like you said, I'm in this little rut, and I don't know how to get out of it, and I'm emotionally if I don't smoke it, I have a headache, I have problems, I don't know how to deal with stuff. So, what happened? Why did you get sober? I know you didn't get caught.
Oh yeah, my sister got caught, and
Ashley, raise your hand.
and my dad picked me up from school that day, and I was weirded out because my sister didn't drive me home.
Right.
So I got in the truck and he told me that she got caught and she was arrested and stuff. And he asked me if I smoked weed or anything. And I admitted and I told him yes, because I knew it was bad for me at that time.
So
'Cause
you said yes because you knew, okay, I better cut this out.
Yeah.
And you knew your dad would kind of help you figure out.
Yeah, before it became like too serious.
And how much time sober do you got now?
I got 6 months and 3 weeks.
Why?
Cause
I want to know really, and any one of you can answer this. Why are you guys at such a young age not getting high anymore? Any one of you. You go on, Mitchell. You're on first.
Well, most people think it's a cool thing to do, but it's really not. It's just bad for you.
Yeah, it's actually a cool thing not to do. I mean, it makes you more of a leader than a follower. You know. So why? Why aren't you using it anymore? Joseph, what's the deal?
It's just not something that it doesn't look cool to people. It makes you look like you have nothing waiting for you. It pretty much puts you at the bottom. It makes you look like you don't have like a goal setting for you and everything like that.
What are your goals, Joseph?
I want to become a flight attendant.
Very cool. Very cool. And
Tell him that you want his job. You want to be a radio announcer and a television star.
There you go. Is that what you want?
Telling that?
He wants to be a flight attendant. You know why? He could travel all over the world and
meet girls.
meet people. He's gonna have a good life. I get it. And they do drug test you. Actually, most jobs do drug test you now, and I hate to say it, even though pot's legal, if you show up dirty, I get this all the time. People are calling me, can I test? I got to test again, because they're not going to hire a bunch of potheads. So there's other issues that come with it. Why are you all staying sober? Before we go on break, we only have like a minute.
Well, the big thing for me was I was scared of not having fun at first. So I was like, okay, I'll do this until I'm 18 and then do
Right.
whatever I want. And I started seeing that sobriety was fun. That I could do things, remember everything the next morning, not be tired and just want to sit on a couch and smoke weed. No, this is fun. I was going out doing things and hanging out with people and going to events that were all sober.
Right. You were showing up for
fun.
life
Yeah.
instead of smoking it away.
Yeah, exactly.
Very, very cool. On that note, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back from break, I want to hear what you're grateful for. And if there's people out there you want to say something to, the mics are here. This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Cary Quashen along with Michael Duarte, the Silver Fox, my co-host. And we're running out of time, so I know John from Tuesday night just called, and he's a huge help for Action. And he said, hey, parents, if you're listening and you think there might be something going on, come to Tuesday night. I agree. John will be there, and so will I. Thank you, John. Now, here's the deal. The holidays are coming. And what I want people to do is focus on what they have, not what they want. Does that make sense? Focus on the good things we have, not if I had a nicer car, if I had a nicer house, if I had this. I mean, think about the things we do have. And let's really be grateful for that. Sit down in the morning before you get up. Spend a couple of minutes just saying, wow, I have a roof over my head. I have a car. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I have a lot to be grateful
It's
for.
the simple things, isn't it?
It's
Every
really
time I do
is.
that, I'm amazed. I have carpet to walk on.
You
I
got a
have-
better day.
I have running water. I don't have to go outside to go to the bathroom. It's wonderful.
Exactly, and there's a lot of people a lot less fortunate in this world. And I was talking to a homeless person over in our behavioral health, and you know what he said to me? He says, I might not have a home, but I'm healthy.
Ah.
And he says, and there's people here that aren't. So I have a lot to be grateful for. Wow, that hit home. So when I'm feeling not so good or not so happy, I have to think about what I really have. I got a lot to be grateful for. And I know your parents are listening, guys, and we got about 3 minutes left. Y'all want to say something to people out there or let people know what you're grateful for?
I would say that I'm really grateful for getting sober because it made me and my family closer. We talk a lot more and we hang out a lot more.
How cool. What families, who are you talking about?
My dad, Wes, and my mom, Yoshiko Fox.
Are they out there? Say what you want to say to them. I know they're listening.
I love you guys, and thank you guys for everything that you give us.
Very, very cool. Ben?
I'm really thankful for all the love and support that my parents have shown me and given to me. My mom, want to say thank you for all the therapy that she took me to. And then I want to say thank you to my dad for coming to or trying to come to every action meeting, trying to get me into the classroom. And, he'll take me on like a dinner before,
Right.
and we'll have a talk right then, and it'll be really close. And
Very
wanna say
cool.
thank you for
I was
that.
actually talking to some parents saying they talk more to their kids now just on the drive home and the drive to action than they did in a long time and closer than they ever been. So that's awesome. I appreciate that, Joseph.
I'm so grateful for my parents. They've been supporting me and having my back, even through all the bad. And sobriety has just brought me a lot closer with them, and I'm so grateful for that.
And I tell you, you all got a wonderful family, and they sure do love you lots. Mitchell?
Oh, I'd say I'm grateful for being able to come together with my family and really enjoy each other's time and not argue and stuff.
Very, very cool. Guess who's next?
I'm really grateful for the support that my parents give me and my siblings and my sober friends and just the will and the want to get sober.
Okay, and pretty awesome. What about JC? What are you grateful for?
Again, the purpose that you guys give me in my life, the opportunity you guys afford me at Action, and my sobriety. I'm just so grateful for you guys giving me hope that this works, and you guys are not an example only to the kids at Parent Teen, but to me. Thank you.
You know what? I always say, people tell me, hey, Cary, how do you do this for 30 plus years? How do I not?
Right. How do you not?
This is how I do it. Because I get the horrible phone calls of people that lose their lives. And I got to deal with crazy situations almost daily. But at the end of the day, I can just close my eyes and think about you guys. And I say, well, there, it's worth it. Because there's people's lives that are being saved.
But Cary, I've known you for going on 14 years now. Isn't that amazing? And I can't picture you doing something else.
No, I can't either.
I mean, being out there on the island, being retired in the South Seas, I don't get you there. I don't see that. I don't see that.
You know what? That would not work. If I ever decided to retire or anything like that, I would still do this.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure.
my retirement would not really be.
I'm sure.
Because this is where it's at. I mean, it really is. It's about waking up and getting out of yourself and helping somebody else. Isn't that really what it is?
It is.
I mean, it's about giving versus taking. Right. And I'll tell you what, giving feels better than taking.
And this is the time of the year, Thanksgiving. We certainly hope everyone here, Mitchell, Ashley, Joey, Elizabeth, and Ben, and JC have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and do take the time to think about what you're thankful for.
But before we even do anything, before we do anything, Justin, what are you grateful for? Let's hear it.
Justin,
our board op that we are extremely grateful for.
I'm grateful that my mom is the most supportive person in my life and always is there for me and keeps me on the straight and narrow and a path that I feel like I'm working towards something successful and bigger than myself in my life. So thank you, Mom. I appreciate you and I love you.
She must be one great mom because you're a great guy.
Thank you, Cary. Appreciate you guys very much.
And I really mean that. You're awesome, and I love seeing you every week and
always, guys.
And all the stuff that you do to help us.
And happy Thanksgiving to Justin and his
mom.
Happy
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Your family.
Yeah, and guys, before we close, please be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for the people in your life. Pick up the phone and let people know, hey, just call somebody that you haven't spoke to in a while and just say I'm thinking about you, I care about you, thanks for being my buddy.
That goes a long way.
Reach out to people this year instead of waiting. Be the one. Be the one to make a difference in your world. On that note, Justin, are we done? We are, huh? Michael.
Have a good Thanksgiving, Cary.
You too. What are you grateful for?
Oh, my
10
goodness.
seconds or less.
So many things. I got to say I'm grateful for my wife and my family and so much in my life. So much.
Very, very cool. If you want to listen to the show, Justin, how do they get to this show if they want to listen to it later?
You go to hometownstation.com/podcast/Families in Action. You can find all the podcasts there. And we'll have it up probably in the next 30 minutes, so it'll be good to go.
Very cool. And you can YouTube it too, can't you?
You can. That should be up in a couple days. KHTS AM 1220 YouTube. You just search KHTS AM 1220. You'll find it.
And you can watch it. Guys, thanks again. You guys are really, you're awesome. I don't know what to say except for I'm very proud of you all, and I'm proud to be part of this show, that you are out here sharing your experience, strength, and hope. JC, thanks for coming.
And thank you to all the parents that support their children. Not everyone has that, so
Yes.
if you're supporting your kids, thank you. They need that.
Till next week, this is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Happy Thanksgiving.